In a lot of the questionnaires, I found that a lot of people buy their music online. Is that true for you, or if so, why?
With my music, I buy sort of half and half split. So most of mine is from, say, stores such as like H&B or markets. But I download quite a lot of it via like Google Play Store and that. So if you count it as internet, then yes.
Mm-hmm.
I download all mine on iTunes just because it's easier. I can't be bothered to sort of mess around with loads of different devices and go to a shop. It's just easier.
Mm-hmm.
I buy all my music online because it is the easiest way to have it on many platforms such as my computer and my phone, which I use the music for.
I buy all of my music online just because it means that I can listen to it whenever I want, wherever.
I buy mine online because it saves time from having to go to the shop and buy it.
Okay. So from this, would it be easier, say if you were reading a magazine, would it be easier to buy an e-copy online? Or better, a hard copy?
I would personally prefer an e-copy so that I could use it for stuff like when I'm commuting on buses or such. However, like, there is sort of like a novelty factor in hard copies, such just to own it, and also they're quite good in like waiting rooms and stuff like that.
I prefer an e-copy because it just saves time having to go to a shop and buy it.
I prefer a hard copy because I can tell what I'm getting out of it before I buy it. I can look through it before I buy it and check if it actually interests me.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I wouldn't end up reading an e-copy. I'd end up buying it and then forgetting about it. But if I have the hard copy, then I'd actually remember to read it because I have it.
I also agree with Casper. I prefer a hard copy so that I can actually see what's inside before I buy it.
Okay, thank you. If a magazine was priced at $1.99, would you buy it weekly or monthly? What would you prefer?
I'd personally buy a magazine monthly because I personally don't read that much, and so yeah, it wouldn't be cost effective for me to buy every week.
I'd probably buy it weekly just because $1.99 is quite a good price, and if I liked the magazine, I would want to read it every week. So I'd probably be something that I'd quite look forward to every week.
I'd personally do it monthly as I am not that interested into these kind of magazines.
I would end up buying it monthly just because I don't remember to buy them weekly. So even though the price is really good, I would only buy it monthly.
I would also buy monthly because I don't think there'd be that much new content every single week.
Okay. What would encourage you to buy a magazine, a music magazine?
If I was to say go to a festival recently, there'd be quite a lot of build-up in certain music magazines that I've read before. So I would look to see the news and what festivals are around as well, and gigs. So if there was a gig I was particularly interested, I would maybe buy the magazine just before I go to see it.
I'd probably want to sort of have interviews from bands that I like because I just sort of enjoy reading into people that I'm interested in and working out more about them as people, as musicians, but also probably sort of maybe details about up-and-coming concerts and things like that.
Okay.
It would encourage me if the information was as recent as possible and not saved up over the month. So if I bought it at like start of September, I wouldn't want news from start of August to show up in it.
Okay.
I'd just be interested in like things about concerts or new music and albums and things like that. So anything that's kind of new that I can get involved in.
So concerts coming up or concerts that have just gone to like
Yeah,
reviews?
concerts that are coming up. Anything that I know that is kind of telling me that I can be involved in something, anything like that.
Okay.
I'd like artist profiles so I can gain knowledge about my favourite artists.
So I've come up to 3 names. Which do you think would be most effective in an indie music magazine? Emerge, Revival, or The Individual?
Personally, I prefer The Individual because it would come out quite striking, and it would give the magazine a personality and sort of a voice of its own.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably agree. The Individual, because it is quite, like he said, quite striking. It would sort of, my eyes would be quite drawn to it as soon as I saw it, because it's just very, it shouts out at me.
Okay.
I agree with the 2 other people. It just stands out and it's easily recognizable comparing to the other 2.
I'm going to say Emerge, just because with indie music, it's kind of more about people who are less known, and Emerge kind of implies that it's people who are rising.
I like Revival because it's shorter and it's easier to remember.
Okay, thank you. And my final question. From my questionnaire, a lot of people answered that they would prefer to read a magazine with lots of colour on it. And I've sent you a picture of 2 magazines, one with lots of colour and one with more reserved colour. Which one would you prefer?
Personally, I prefer sort of like a black and white colour scheme, purely because I don't find myself being distracted by lots of colour and images like that.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I think it would deviate from the meaning, and picture of colour sort of distorts, not as purpose, but the information and quality.
I'd probably go for the one on the right as well, just because I think it looks more sophisticated. The other one with all the bright colours, it kind of looks like a magazine for under 12-year-olds, and yeah, I just think the other one looks a lot more professional.
Okay.
I think the black and white copy would be better, as if I read, it's usually at later times, so I wouldn't want my eyes to be hurt and intensified by the bright colours.
Yeah, I'd also go with the black and white one, because I agree with Imogen when she says that it looks more sophisticated and professional. Like, that just appeals to me more rather than the bright colours, because it just makes it seem too young, and just wouldn't be interested in that.
Yeah, me too. The black and white one, it's just easier to read. It doesn't hurt my eyes or distracts from why I'm actually buying the magazine.
Okay, thank you.